Welcome back students to the part 2 of today's session. You know, from the chapter electromagnetic induction, we had discussed that whenever there is change in magnetic flux linked with a coil, an EMF is induced in the coil. And we have learned that the magnitude of this EMF is given by E is equivalent to minus N into d phi by dt. So, in this module, we are going to learn about the same concept but in a different manner. The first topic we are going to discuss here is that of eddy currents. So, eddy currents are nothing but they are the currents induced in bulk pieces of metals whenever there is change in magnetic flux linked with these metal pieces. So, this name eddy current was given since shape of the currents produced resembled the swirling eddies in water. This is otherwise known as Foucault current. So, eddy currents are nothing but they are induced currents produced in bulk pieces of metals. But these eddy currents are considered as undesirable. So, let us see why it is considered undesirable. It is because it leads to the loss of energy in the form of heat. But eddy currents can be of use also. That is, there are various advantages of eddy currents also. That is, the first use is in the case of electric power meters. In order to calculate the rate of consumption of electricity, we make use of this concept of eddy currents. Another application is in the working of galvanometers. The galvanometer comes to rest in a position due to the application of eddy currents. Eddy currents are also used in induction furnaces. As we had already discussed, eddy currents produce a lot of heat, and this heat energy can be used to melt metals, and hence it is used in induction furnaces. Another application of eddy currents is in magnetic braking of trains. That is, whenever a high-speed train moves along a track, eddy currents help in sudden braking. And in speedometers also eddy currents finds its application. Eddy currents cannot be eliminated as such, but they can be minimized in the course of transformers by making use of laminated cores. Laminated cores are nothing but the entire metal piece is divided into small segments, and then the current is allowed to flow through metal piece. Our next topic is about inductance. You know, whenever there is a current passing through a conductor, there will be a magnetic field linked with it, and hence magnetic field lines also will be present. And this amount of flux will be proportional to the amount of current which is being passed, or we can say phi is proportional to I, or replacing the proportionality by an equal to sign, we get phi is equivalent to Li, where L represents the coefficient of self-induction, or it is otherwise known as self-inductance. The SI unit of self-inductance is Henry. Henry is marked by capital H. So, self-induction means the EMF induced in a coil due to the variation of current in the same coil. Now, our next topic is about mutual induction. Mutual induction refers to the induction of current in a coil due to variation of current in another nearby coil. Self-inductance L is given by another equation mu 0 n square A into L, where mu 0 represents the permeability of free space, n represents the number of turns per unit length of the coil, L represents the length of the coil, and A represents the area of cross section of the coil. So we have seen self-inductance is given by phi is equivalent to Li, where L is the self-inductance. We also have studied that phi is equivalent to B into A, where B is the magnetic field and A is the area of cross section. Equating these two and finding the derivatives on both sides and rearranging the equation, we get the equation for induced EMF E to be minus L into di by dt. We know power is equivalent to rate of doing work, or dW divided by dt. Here, work can be replaced by E into I. Substituting for E, that is the induced EMF, from the previous equation. So, the work done in an inductor is given by half L I0 square. So, calculating the equation for work done by an inductor, substituting the equation for power P is equivalent to E into I, we get work done W is equivalent to half L I0 square. This is the equation for the work done in an inductor. Now coming to the concept of mutual inductance. We have already discussed that mutual inductance is nothing but the current induced in one coil due to the change in current in a second coil. Suppose if we have two coaxial coils of length L and same area of cross section, then the equation for mutual inductance is given by M is equivalent to mu 0 N1 N2 A into L, where A is the area of cross section of the coil and N1 and N2 are the number of turns in the first and second coil respectively. We have already discussed in the case of self-inductance that phi is proportional to I. Here also the flux developed in the second coil phi 2 is proportional to the amount of current passing through coil I1 or coil 1. So, we can replace the proportionality by an equal to sign and we get M into I1 is equivalent to phi 2, which is the flux developed in the second coil. Similarly, whenever the current is made to change in the second coil, an EMF will be induced in the first coil. Here phi 1 will be equivalent to M into I2, where I2 is the current passing through the second coil. Here the mutual inductance will be having the same value in both the cases, which is equivalent to mu 0 N1 N2 A into L. In the case of mutual inductance, the EMF is given by minus M into di2 by dt or minus M into di1 by dt. These two are the EMFs induced in the two coils. The SI unit of mutual inductance is also Henry, denoted by capital H. Now let us learn about the concept of AC generators. An AC generator is nothing but a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. The output of this generator is in the form of alternating current. That is why it is known as an AC generator. The principle behind the working of an AC generator is electromagnetic induction. Now let us move on to the construction of an AC generator. An AC generator consists of a rectangular coil which is kept in between the pole pieces of a magnet. And in between the region, that is in between the two magnets, we will be having a region of constant magnetic field. And the two ends of this coil are connected to two slip rings which are connected to the external circuit by means of two carbon brushes. The axle of the coil or the axis of the coil is made to rotate mechanically. as the coil rotates in a region of constant magnetic field, there will be change in the flux lines passing through the area of the coil. Here also the direction of area is taken to be normal to the plane of the coil. So, the amount of flux lines passing is given by B dot A. If the coil is rotated with an angular speed omega, we know omega is equivalent to angular displacement theta by t, or angular displacement theta is equivalent to omega t. Calculating the flux passing through the section and the rate of change of flux, we can find the magnitude of EMF. We know phi is equivalent to B dot A or BA cos theta. Substituting for theta as omega t, we get phi is equivalent to BA cos omega t. And EMF E is equivalent to minus n into d phi by dt if there are n number of turns in the coil. Substituting for phi from the above equation, we get EMF E is equivalent to NAB omega into sin omega t. The maximum value of induced EMF will be the one when sin omega t is equivalent to 1, or the maximum value of EMF E naught is given by NAB omega. Here N represents the number of turns, A is the area of the loop, B is the magnetic field, and omega is the angular velocity. The output of this generator will be sinusoidal in nature, and the various phases of its rotation is as given in the figure. So, thank you all.